Results out from the biggest retail bank in terms of customer numbers today. Capitec has increased its client base to 19 million. That's up a whopping 13%. For the interim 6-month period, profits are up by 17%. Earlier, the business desk spoke to Capitec CEO, Gerrie Fourie.
Gerrie, thanks very much indeed for talking to us. Most of the numbers look good today that we've seen, but the markets gave you a bit of a harsh response, almost 10% down on the day. You think they felt your dividend was too low, or you could have done better?
No, I think if you look at our dividend policy is 100% in line with what we've always done. We always say we pay out 50% of our earnings in dividends and 38% in the first half, so nothing strange. We're consistent with that. I think the market is just probably expecting earnings of about 21-22%, and probably the surprise is the transactional side that came in at 8%, and that is because we've reduced pricing on our SMS fees from 40 cents to 25 cents, and we've made in-app messaging for free, and we've given back about 100 million in Live Better. So, you know, for us, we need to make what is the right decisions, and we believe that's the right decisions to give back to our clients. And we believe fundamentally the company is very strong, and we're very happy with the performance.
On top of that, 165,000 new customers a month in the past 6 months. A lot of them taking up on that digital platform, and that's a crucial part of where you're going, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. You know, we're sitting now with 10.8 million clients on a digital platform. 57% of our clients are making use of digital. And, you know, the promising thing is there the client has actually got the bank in his pocket, so he can do a transaction anytime, any place. So for us, that is very promising. And you can see it in our digital payment numbers and card payment numbers, that's up over 70%. So very strong growth in that particular area. So we're very pleased with those numbers. I think it's exciting that your client base is accepting our digital offer.
Yeah. You put some flags out today in the results presentation with regards to the economy. I mean, when you look at the economic health of your 19 million client base at the moment, you flagged a number of risks, the local economy being there. So it's something that obviously you're watching out in terms of forecast, what the risks are going forward.
Yeah, I think if you look at South Africa, I think it's important that we understand the risk. For me, it's just making reality, because you're sitting with the whole world economy that's under pressure, and there's a lot of uncertainty. We've seen what has happened with the pound last week, so you need to understand it, and that has got an impact on South Africa. We're in unsecured lending, so we need to make certain that we take the right decisions. So I think it's nothing new. Everyone knows that there's a lot of uncertainty and that the economy is not performing the way it should be. So it's actually how do we make tough decisions, structural reforms in South Africa to make certain we get going. If we look at Eskom, you know, Eskom is not a yesterday's problem, it's a 10-15 years problem, and yet we're talking a lot and we're not making decisive decisions. Other big area is education. We're not producing the right caliber of people. We're not producing enough people with maths. And I really believe the education system needs to be reformed, that we can produce the right caliber of people for the economy, the new economy that's coming.
Yeah, when you look at the, you know, the deposits that are coming in terms of the numbers, loans going out, Gerrie, just the client's financial health at the moment, what is the numbers telling or suggesting to you?
You know, it's too early actually to tell, because if you really look at inflation, actually really started to change in the last 3-4 months, and interest rates probably in the last 4 months. So you need to see how that effect is going to pan through. And then you need to ask, but when is the inflation in America and Europe going to drop? Because the moment that starts dropping, the Fed in those particular areas will stop increasing interest rates, and then that will have an effect on ourselves. I think, you know, when is Ukraine-Russia war going to stop? Nobody knows. Those are the type of things that you need to manage. What we're seeing is our businesses in South Africa are very resilient. It's actually performing better than we anticipate. even if you look through COVID, our businesses actually come through quite strongly. But the man on the street, especially the lower income people that's very dependent on food, food inflation on the basic stuff has really increased. And I think those people are feeling the punch.
Just a bit of a shift of focus now, Gerrie. There's been an issue that's been coming up quite often with Capitec. You don't seem to have adequate ATMs around. The lines are long. It could be more. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I think it's a question of, if I look at the total number of ATMs, we've got over 8,000 ATMs. So the other banks are sitting with 7,000 ATMs. For me, it's actually the long-term play because you need to get the people away from cash. We need to get the people to actually use electronic payments. Cash has got a security risk and it's very expensive. If you withdraw cash, it costs you, in our case, R8 per 1,000. So how do you actually change the behavior away? And that's what is promising in our results is for the 6 months, our cash usage has actually been flat, but our electronic transactions has increased quite a lot. So I'm there where we actually really sit to say with government and the regulators to say, how do we actually encourage people to move away from cash and to use all electronic payments that is available?
Yeah, one way to do that, and this is my final question, is to get them on their phones more often. And just news out over the past 2 weeks, you're rattling the mobile data market here, Gerrie, with your offering of data bundles that never expire. Looks very palatable. What's behind this?
No, I think, we've got just over 8 million clients that buy airtime on our app every month from us. We believe to offer value to themselves. That's why we've got a problem that data expires, because we say a client has actually bought it and they can actually use it, so it shouldn't expire. That's why we brought that out. And we also believe the pricing is too high, and that's why we came in at about 45 Rand for 1 gig. The average price in the market is about 85. It's offering value to the client. And then very importantly is to get client data and to use that data to optimize the client experience. So it's a natural evolution into the client experience that we're following.
Yep, we'll have to leave it there. Well, thanks very much indeed. Gerrie Fourie is the CEO of Capitec.